You walk into a room, you don't say a word, but somehow, everyone feels something shift, the air thickens, the silence expands, and without knowing why, some turn toward you, while others instinctively back away. What if I told you that long before you speak, your energy is already speaking for you? Not in vague metaphors or spiritual poetry, cut in precise, invisible signals that emanate from your body like an ancient language. This is not just intuition or emotion. It's a scientifically measurable force field, an electromagnetic whisper that speaks your truth whether you like it or not. You don't see it, most can't, but it's there, all the time, pulsing, shifting, revealing who you are, even as you try to hide. And today, you're going to find out exactly what your energy is saying even if you've never heard it yourself. Every human being emits a field subtle, yet powerful. Ancient traditions called it prana, chi, or the light body. Modern science now refers to it as the biofield, or more poetically, the human aura. This isn't just spiritual symbolism, it's measurable electromagnetic activity, shaped by your thoughts, emotions, and soul imprint. Have you ever noticed how someone's presence can feel heavy or radiant, even before they speak? That sensation is not your imagination. It's your system responding to theirs. In the same way, a voice carries tone, your aura carries emotional frequency. And here's where it gets interesting: your aura is always on, always transmitting. It doesn't wait for permission. It reveals your fear, your confidence, your grief, your joy, even in silence. Have you ever walked into a place and instantly felt off, like something invisible pushed against your chest? Or met someone and instantly felt safe, understood, or repelled? That wasn't random. That was energy speaking. Your energy, their energy. And something in you responded before your mind could explain it. You see, your aura isn't just a passive glow, it's a communicator, a protector, a translator of your inner world. It tells others whether you're grounded or fragmented, open or guarded. And if you're energy sensitive, you've likely carried emotions that weren't even yours. That's not weakness, that's perception. The world is full of silent conversations happening between fields, not voices. And you've been in the middle of that dialogue all along. Maybe it's time you started listening. Imagine your aura as a mirror and a magnet at the same time. A mirror that reflects everything you feel, and a magnet that pulls in the energy that matches it. That's why some people always attract chaos, while others seem to radiate peace even in storms. It's not luck, it's resonance. Like tuning forks across a room, your aura finds harmony or dissonance with everything it meets. And what's more, it carries a pattern, a type. Just like your fingerprint, your energy field holds an identity, not fixed, but consistent. Ancient mystics knew this, and now, modern energy scientists are starting to catch up. But here's the real question: if your energy has a type, what does that say about your purpose, your power, your place in the collective puzzle of humanity? But here's the part that truly shifts everything. What if this field you emit, this aura, isn't just something others feel? What if it can actually be seen, captured, decoded? That's not fantasy. That's where science meets mystery. Because for decades now, hidden in labs and spiritual sanctuaries alike, technology has emerged that captures the invisible. Tools like gas discharge visualization and Kirlian photography have revealed something astonishing. We are beings of light, and our light carries information, patterns, signatures, blueprints, and this is where the revelation begins. Because across countless recordings, one truth repeats: there are 12 distinct energy archetypes that appear again and again. So, what's your energetic identity? What has your aura been telling the world all along? But what if your aura, that invisible field others feel, could actually be seen? Not metaphorically, but physically, captured, analyzed, measured. It might sound like science fiction, but in quiet laboratories and spiritual sanctuaries alike, researchers have been studying something astonishing: light emitted from the human body. Not sunlight, not reflection, but a faint, consistent glow called biophotons, particles of light radiating from your cells. Every second, your body is releasing these signals, forming a soft energetic halo, your biofield. And this light doesn't just exist, it responds to thought, emotion, intention. What ancient seers described as a luminous body, modern technology is beginning to decode. One of the most intriguing breakthroughs came from a Russian physicist named Konstantin Korotkov, who developed a method called gas discharge visualization, or GDV. This tool captures the subtle emissions around the fingertips using high-voltage photography. What it reveals is nothing short of profound complex light patterns that shift with our emotions, thoughts, and energetic states. Based on principles similar to Kirlian photography, GDV doesn't just capture auras in an artistic sense, it maps real-time changes in the body's electromagnetic field. Joy, fear, fatigue, spiritual focus, all of it changes your field. Science, it seems, is finally beginning to speak the language of the soul. For centuries, mystics spoke of chakras, meridians, light bodies, and they were dismissed as poetic dreamers. But today, the gap between mysticism and materialism is closing. We now know the heart generates an electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than the brain. We've discovered that our cells communicate using photonic signals, and that trauma, intention, and meditation all leave measurable imprints on the field. This isn't speculation, it's the emerging science of bioenergetics. The aura is no longer just spiritual symbolism. It's a physiological reality, a quantum phenomenon. You are not just matter, you are frequency, you are vibration, and your presence affects more than just the physical space, it alters the energy grid around you. But here's where the mystery deepens. Because when researchers began mapping these biofields over time, they noticed something uncanny. Patterns began to emerge. Certain configurations of energy repeated themselves, shapes, densities, frequencies, and these patterns didn't seem random, they corresponded to emotional archetypes, behavioral traits, even spiritual functions. Just like snowflakes have structure, so do our energetic signatures. And across thousands of readings, these structures repeated again and again. Not dozens, but 12 distinct energetic templates. 12 archetypes of human aura expression. Could it be that you've been carrying one of these patterns your entire life without ever knowing its meaning? So now we find ourselves at a sacred threshold where ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science meet to reveal a truth long hidden in plain sight. You are not just emitting energy, you are embodying a code, a type, a vibrational identity that speaks louder than your name, your face, or your voice. It is the way your light moves through the world, and whether you are aware of it or not, this pattern has been shaping your relationships, your path, and even your soul's evolution. So the question is no longer, do I have an aura? The real question is, what kind of aura do I have, and what does it mean? Let's step into the ancient map. The next revelation will unlock the 12 energetic archetypes and perhaps the true nature of your power. Across civilizations, shamans, mystics, and visionaries have spoken of energy types, distinct spiritual roles encoded in our very essence. They were called by many names: soul imprints, etheric blueprints, divine functions. But behind the language, one truth remained: not all light moves the same way. Not all energy feels the same. Today, with modern tools like GDV and the ancient vision of energy readers, a new understanding is rising from the depths. There are 12 energetic archetypes, and each one is more than just a personality or vibration. It's a sacred function within the human tapestry. These archetypes are patterns in the aura that repeat across cultures, ages, and even time itself. To know your type is not just to label yourself, it's to decode the frequency you've always been radiating. Imagine your aura not just as a glow around your body, but as a living signature, a constantly shifting field of light and information that carries your soul's role. This isn't astrology. This isn't a typology quiz. These archetypes live in your energetic field, shaped by your intention, emotion, ancestry, and cosmic design. Some are here to stabilize, others to awaken. Some heal by simply existing, others disrupt to transform. Each archetype is both a gift and a lesson. Each one holds a challenge, a shadow, and a power that, when embodied consciously, can unlock deep alignment with your purpose. And just like instruments in an orchestra, these types aren't meant to compete, but to harmonize. What's astonishing is that this ancient knowing is now being mirrored in modern data. Researchers have found consistent energetic signatures in the auras of thousands of people repeating shapes, densities, vibrational tendencies. In one person, energy collects around the lower body grounded, dense, steady. In another, the crown bursts with high-frequency waves ungrounded, but cosmically tuned. These aren't random, they are repetitions. Archetypal frequencies. When mystics described aura readers who could see someone's role, they weren't imagining. They were tuning into these patterns. Now, for the first time, we can explore them together, not as fantasy, but as a spiritual science, a blueprint of how energy manifests purpose. You might already feel a pull, a resonance, as if a part of you already knows which frequency is yours. That's not coincidence. Your field recognizes truth. And as we begin exploring these 12 archetypes, you may find one or several that feel deeply familiar, like a forgotten memory surfacing. You may say, "That's me," or "That's who I've been becoming." Or perhaps you'll recognize someone else, a friend, a healer, a stranger who once changed your life without a word. This knowledge isn't just personal, it's collective. And understanding the energy types is like learning a sacred language, one that helps us see others with clarity, compassion, and purpose. So now, we begin the journey. One by one, we'll meet each energetic archetype not just as definitions, but as living frequencies. We'll start with the most grounded, the most present, those who hold the earth's rhythm in their bones. And then, we'll ascend through the empaths, the cosmic listeners, the disruptors, the radiants, until we return to the whole. But as we begin, remember this: no type is higher than another. Each serves a function. Each is sacred. The question is, which one are you embodying now? Which one is calling you to awaken? Let's begin with the first archetype, the grounded ones, the roots of the energetic world. Let us begin where all energy begins, in stillness. The first archetype is known as the grounded ones. These souls are the stabilizers of the collective field. When they enter a space, they don't have to speak. Their very presence slows time. It softens noise. It anchors scattered minds back into their bodies. Their aura is dense, but calm, like the deep resonance of ancient trees. It doesn't expand outward wildly, it pulls inward, inviting others to return to the now. They often speak slowly, or sometimes not at all, but their silence says more than words. People find themselves breathing easier around them. Why? Because their energy doesn't rise into chaos, it falls into earth. These beings are not here to shine with fireworks, but to root the room in peace. And in a world driven by speed, that's a kind of power most have forgotten how to recognize. The grounded ones often have a strong connection to the physical, to nature, to their bodies, to daily ritual. They are drawn to routines, gardens, animals, textures, and the wisdom of simplicity. Their aura is like a low, warm hum, not loud, but deeply felt. They are rarely the center of attention, but they are often the center of gravity in their relationships and communities. When chaos erupts, they become the eye of the storm. Their challenge, however, lies in carrying too much. Because they are steady, others may unconsciously project their instability onto them. The grounded ones must learn to set boundaries, to rest, and to remember that holding space for others does not mean absorbing their burdens. Their gift is presence, but presence must also protect itself. While the grounded ones root energy downward, there are others who extend their field outward like invisible antennae. These are the empathic sensors, those who feel not only their own emotions, but the emotions of everyone around them. Their aura is like a finely tuned web, constantly sensing, interpreting, and responding. Have you ever met someone who seems to know what you're feeling before you speak? Or who absorbs the energy of a room like a sponge? That's the signature of an empathic field. It vibrates with emotional data. These souls often grew up being told they were too sensitive when in fact, they were simply too aware for a world that numbs itself. The gift of the empathic sensor is deep compassion, intuition, and emotional wisdom. They make extraordinary healers, listeners, and creatives because they don't just understand feelings, they become them. But their challenge is learning to distinguish, is this mine, or am I carrying someone else's storm? Without energetic boundaries, empaths can burn out, disconnect, or fall into emotional overload. Their journey is to transform sensitivity into sovereignty. Tools like energy hygiene, breathwork, and visualization become essential for them. When balanced, their aura becomes a powerful bridge, a frequency translator between hearts. They are the emotional harmonizers of the human field. So here we have two archetypes, one rooted like stone, the other sensing like wind. One teaches us to be still, the other to feel everything. Together, they remind us that presence comes in many forms, steady or soft, inward or attuned, and yet, these are just the beginning. As we rise through the energetic spectrum, we'll encounter those who hear the stars and those who survive the darkest vibrations effortlessly. If the grounded ones are the earth and the empaths are the water, then what comes next is air, the cosmic breath that tunes into rhythms most can't hear. Let's meet the next frequencies, the cosmically tuned and the vibration survivors. Some people seem to walk in two worlds at once. Their eyes drift upward, as if listening to something beyond this realm. These are the cosmically tuned souls who resonate not with the noise of daily life, but with the hum of the universe itself. Their aura feels expansive, almost translucent, as if it's made of stardust and silence. They may speak little, but when they do, their words feel timeless, as if borrowed from a higher realm. You'll find them drawn to astrology, astronomy, quantum mechanics, sacred geometry, anything that reflects the grand pattern of existence. They don't just observe cosmic cycles. They feel them. Lunar phases affect their dreams. Solar flares spark their hearts. They are not lost, they are aligned with rhythms most of us forget to hear. But such altitude comes with a challenge: disconnection. The cosmically tuned often struggle with grounding. Their thoughts can spiral into abstraction. They may feel out of place in crowds, jobs, or small talk. The world may call them aloof, spacey, or strange. But in truth, their awareness is simply elsewhere. They must learn to bridge, to bring heaven into earth. Meditation, grounding exercises, and intentional embodiment are not just tools, but necessities for them. When they find this balance, they become profound visionaries, channeling wisdom that transcends time and speaking truths that awaken those around them. Their role is not to escape the world, but to anchor celestial wisdom within it. On the other side of the energetic spectrum, we meet those forged in fire. These are the vibration survivors' souls who have walked through darkness and emerged not broken, but alchemized. Their auras may not feel soft or open. Instead, there's a strength to their field, like tempered metal. They've endured emotional chaos, psychic attack, energetic burnout, and they still rise. These beings don't avoid intensity, they transform it. Their power lies not in purity, but in resilience. While others collapse under vibrational weight, they adapt, recalibrate, and often become protectors of the sensitive. They are energetic warriors, not loud, not flashy, but unwavering. You might not notice them at first, but when the storm hits, they're the ones still standing. The vibration survivors are often misunderstood. Because of their past traumas or strong boundaries, others may perceive them as guarded or cold. But their energy isn't cold, it's concentrated. They've learned how to manage frequency like others manage emotions. and beneath their armor, there is often a profound capacity for compassion, one earned through survival. These souls can guide others through their dark nights because they've walked the path themselves. Their greatest lesson is learning to trust peace again. After so much chaos, stillness can feel foreign. But when they reclaim softness, they don't lose power, they amplify it. Their presence teaches that healing is not about returning to who you were, but becoming someone even stronger. So here we stand between the stars and the shadows. The cosmically tuned offer us vision. The vibration survivors offer us strength. One tunes into the universal song, the other survives the noise. And yet, both carry frequencies that shape the collective field in quiet, undeniable ways. But what happens when energy is not just tuned or survived, but directed? What of those who intentionally broadcast emotion, thought, or healing into the field? The next archetypes are not passive. They are creators, conscious manipulators of vibration. Prepare to meet the invisible masters, the sacred performers, and the energetic manipulators, those who don't just feel energy, they wield it. There are those who don't seek attention, yet somehow command it. They don't raise their voices, yet silence follows them. These are the invisible masters, beings who move through life with deep inner alignment and a magnetic calm. Their aura doesn't shout, it stabilizes. It bends chaos without effort, dissolves tension without a word. These souls have often walked a long path of self-observation, healing, and neutrality. They don't react, they respond. Their presence in a room is felt like the moment after a deep exhale. You don't always notice them immediately, but you remember how you felt in their presence, grounded, clear, whole. They are not here to perform, they are here to anchor, to transmute through stillness. In contrast to the master's quiet neutrality, there are those who project energy with intention, the sacred performers. These souls have learned to shape their aura like an artist molds clay. Their energy expands, contracts, shifts tone, color, texture, all in alignment with their message or mission. You find them on stages, in ceremonies, in any space where energy needs to be felt collectively. But don't mistake this for ego. True sacred performers are not acting, they are transmitting. Their aura becomes a canvas where story, healing, and frequency unfold. Their greatest challenge, authenticity. In a world obsessed with image, they must constantly return to why they shine: to serve, not to impress. When they do, their field becomes a portal, not a performance. And then, we arrive at a complex archetype, one often misunderstood: the energetic manipulator. To manipulate means to handle with skill. And these souls have mastered the unseen currents of energy. They know how to raise or lower vibration, how to focus intention into action, how to move energy through hands, voice, breath, even thought. Some are healers, moving blockages, aligning chakras, guiding transformation. Others are architects of group energy, shifting the atmosphere in meetings, families, or rituals. But this power, like all others, comes with responsibility. The shadow of this archetype is control, bending energy to ego rather than purpose. The invitation is to purify intention so that the manipulation becomes miracle. All three of these archetypes, the master, the performer, and the manipulator, share one thing: they understand that energy is not passive. They don't wait for frequency to happen, they create it. Their aura is a tool, an instrument, a field of influence. But influence without awareness is dangerous. These beings must walk a narrow path, balancing presence and projection, power and humility. The true invisible master doesn't seek followers. The sacred performer doesn't perform for applause. And the energetic manipulator doesn't move energy to dominate, but to liberate. When in balance, they hold some of the most transformative vibrations on the planet. When out of balance, their field can distort more than it heals. Now, you may already feel the complexity rising. These aren't just traits, they are forces. To see these archetypes in action is to witness energy shaping reality itself. But the field doesn't stop here, because some don't just send energy. They receive, mirror, and balance it in real time. They create harmony not through projection, but through exchange. They are the silent diplomats of the vibrational world. So next, we meet the ones who carry mental frequency, who mediate energetic flow, and who restore equilibrium: the mental senders, the exchangers, and the balancers. Have you ever thought about someone, and they suddenly messaged you, or felt like your thoughts could reach someone, even from afar? That's the realm of the mental senders. These beings don't just think, they transmit. Their minds operate like focused beams of frequency. Their aura isn't just felt emotionally or physically, it's mentally received. In their balanced form, mental senders can influence group focus, communicate without words, or bring calm and clarity simply by intending it. Their gift lies in the alignment between mind, message, and energy. But this archetype must remain vigilant, for when the mind is ungrounded or misaligned, its transmissions can become distorted, invasive, or overwhelming. Thought, for them, is not private. It's a ripple and it travels. If mental senders project, the exchangers interact. These are the energetic diplomats, beings whose aura is designed to mirror, absorb, and return energy in a way that clarifies or heals. When you're with them, you feel seen, not just emotionally, but energetically. They reflect your frequency back to you, often without realizing it. Their field is fluid, dynamic, and sensitive to interaction. Exchangers can adapt quickly to the emotional or vibrational tone of others, which makes them excellent mediators, coaches, or intuitive listeners. But their challenge lies in overexposure. If they don't maintain a sense of core identity, they may become chameleons, losing their essence in the process of reflecting others. Their gift, when owned with sovereignty, is true relational alchemy. Then there are those whose energy does not project or absorb but stabilizes. These are the balancer souls whose aura naturally seeks equilibrium in any space they enter. Without trying, they notice imbalances in groups, conversations, or environments, and instinctively adjust their presence to neutralize extremes. If emotions run high, they bring calm. If stagnation takes hold, they spark movement. Their aura behaves like a tuning fork, drawing everything around them toward resonance. But this ability comes with a hidden burden. Balancers often feel responsible for holding the peace, even when it's not theirs to carry. Their path involves choosing when to balance and when to let things fall apart, because sometimes disharmony is what reveals the truth. Though these three archetypes all work with the mental and relational layers of energy, their approaches are distinct. The mental sender is a broadcaster, focused and directive. The exchanger is an empathic conduit, fluid and relational. The balancer is a stabilizer, subtle but powerful. Together, they create the unseen architecture of group fields, families, teams, and even global energy waves. When conscious, they are peacekeepers, truth mirrors, and frequency engineers. When unconscious, they may become overwhelmed, controlling, or invisible. Their evolution lies in awareness of influence, not to dominate, but to facilitate harmony in a world constantly pulling toward fragmentation. And so we've entered the realm of relational energy, where thought is vibration, interaction is transmission, and presence becomes medicine. But there are still frequencies higher, rarer, and more catalytic. Some don't just exchange energy, they radiate it. Others don't balance patterns, they break them. The next archetypes are transformers. They either elevate entire fields through light, or shatter illusions with truth. These beings don't always feel gentle, but they are essential for awakening. In the next chapter, we'll meet the radiant ones and the pattern breakers, archetypes of pure impact. Some people don't say much, don't seek attention, and yet, when they enter a space, everything feels lighter. These are the radiant ones, souls whose energy field shines not from performance, but from being. Their aura is expansive, bright, and warm, like sunlight that doesn't burn. You don't just see them, you feel them before they arrive. Often, They're the ones others seek for no reason other than to feel better. Their laughter heals, their silence comforts. They don't push, and yet they inspire. But make no mistake, their radiance is not naive. Many radiants have walked through darkness. Their light is not inherited, it's earned. And because of that, it carries a power that cannot be faked, authentic vibrational elevation. The shadow of this archetype lies in unawareness. Some radiants don't realize how much their energy affects others. They may absorb too much attention, trigger envy, or unconsciously lead without intention. Others may try to dim their light out of fear of being too much, suppressing the very gift they were meant to share. Their journey is to own their field fully, not with arrogance, but with sacred responsibility. When conscious, radiants raise the frequency of rooms, relationships, and even timelines. They remind others of joy, hope, beauty, and peace, simply by existing. Their mastery lies not in controlling their glow, but in grounding it, so it becomes medicine, not performance. Now, not all archetypes bring comfort. Some bring disruption, and that too is sacred. Enter the pattern breakers' souls, who carry the vibration of truth that shatters illusions. Their energy doesn't ask for permission. It confronts, it questions, it stirs. You may have met them as a child who refused family conditioning, the friend who speaks the truth no one dares say, the voice in a system that insists on change. Their aura is sharp, catalytic, and often uncomfortable, not because they are aggressive, but because they carry the frequency of disruption. They aren't here to fit in, they're here to realign what has gone stagnant. And when you resist them, you feel friction. When you listen, transformation begins. Being a pattern breaker is not easy. They often feel rejected, misunderstood, or attacked even by those they're trying to help. Their challenge is to discern when to break and how. Unconscious disruptors create chaos. Conscious ones create clarity. Their path requires emotional maturity, compassion, and the willingness to be hated without losing love. When aligned, pattern breakers become initiators of awakening. Their presence alone can make lies fall apart and systems collapse, not through violence, but through vibrational incompatibility. They are not rebels, they are recalibrators. And in a world addicted to comfort, their disruption is often the first step toward collective healing. The radiants and the pattern breakers represent two sides of the same force: energetic transformation. One uplifts, the other reveals. One brings lightness, the other brings truth. And together, they clear the way for new frequencies to emerge. But here's the revelation: most people are not just one archetype. You are not just radiant, or breaker, or empath. You are fluid. Your field shifts, evolves, adapts. You move through archetypes like a symphony moves through notes. The real mastery is not in choosing one, but in knowing how to move between them with awareness. So now we ask, what if your aura was never fixed? What if you could shape it at will? Let's step into the next layer. You are more than one type, the power to shift energies. By now, you may have felt connected to one, two, or even several of the archetypes we've explored. You may have said, "That's me," but here's the deeper truth: you are not just one thing. Your energy field is alive, shifting, adapting, evolving in response to your choices, environments, and levels of consciousness. The idea of a fixed aura type is comforting, but also limiting. In reality, we each carry the full spectrum of frequencies within us. You can be a grounded one at home, a radiant in your community, a pattern breaker in your lineage, and a balancer in your relationships. The mature soul knows how to shift between these expressions, not through performance, but through presence. True energetic mastery isn't about identifying with one archetype, it's about knowing when and how to embody the right one. Life is dynamic. The field is always in motion. There will be moments where your light is needed and others where your silence is the medicine. You may be called to disrupt old patterns or to harmonize chaos. The key lies in awareness. Awareness of what the field needs. Awareness of what your own body, mind, and soul are aligned to. And most of all, awareness of intention. Energy responds to intention, a river to gravity. When your intention is clear, your aura reorganizes itself around it. You begin to navigate not from reaction, but from conscious resonance. Your body is not just a vessel, it's a tuning device. Breath, posture, attention, emotion, these are all tools to shift your frequency. Want to ground yourself? Slow your breath. Eat something warm. Walk barefoot on earth. Want to raise your vibration? Move, sing, gaze at the sky. Want to balance a room? Center your heart. Want to protect your field? Strengthen your core. Every archetype has an embodiment pathway, a way to be called into presence. And when you practice these shifts consciously, you begin to see yourself not as a personality, but as a field. A conscious, responsive, radiant field of intelligence in motion. Think of your energy like an orchestra. Every archetype is an instrument. Some louder, some subtler, but all present. When you're unconscious, the instruments clash, playing over each other. But when you're awake, you become the conductor. You decide when to soften the empath, when to ignite the breaker, when to quiet the mind, when to open the heart. This is energetic sovereignty. And it's not about control, it's about harmony. When you harmonize your inner field, you begin to shape your outer reality. People respond differently to you. Life responds differently. You're no longer reacting to the energy around you, you're leading it, gracefully. So now you know you are not a single note. You are a symphony. And the power to shift, adapt, and rise lives already within you. But knowledge without practice is potential unused. How do you begin to shift consciously? How do you train your field, strengthen your signal, and clear what no longer serves? In the next chapter, we move from insight to action. You'll learn simple, sacred tools to shape your aura with intention, breathwork, visualization, energy hygiene, grounding. It's time to stop waiting for your energy to happen and start shaping it on purpose. Ready to transform your aura? Let's begin. Knowing your aura is powerful, but shaping your aura, that's where transformation truly begins. Your energetic field isn't static. It responds to thoughts, feeling, breath, movement. It shifts with what you consume, what you believe, and how you care for your body. This means your aura isn't just a reflection of your past. It's a canvas for your future. Every day, you're either reinforcing old frequencies or calibrating new ones. And that recalibration doesn't require complex rituals or mystical initiations. It begins with presence, with intention, and with a few sacred tools you can begin using today. Let's explore some of them, and more importantly, how to use them consciously. Let's begin with breath. It's the most accessible, most ancient, and most direct path to energetic alignment. When you breathe deeply and intentionally, you signal your nervous system to relax and your aura to expand. A scattered field begins to settle. A tense field begins to soften. Try this. Inhale 4 counts. Hold 4. Exhale 4. Hold again. Repeat. This is called box breathing. And in just a few rounds, you'll feel the shift: clarity, grounding, spaciousness. Breath doesn't just feed the body. It tunes the field. Whenever you feel off center, fragmented, or overwhelmed by others' energy, pause and breathe with purpose. Your aura will listen. Now, imagine if your thoughts could shape light. In truth, they already do. Visualization is a tool used by mystics and modern therapists alike, and when combined with intention, it becomes a brush for your energetic canvas. Close your eyes. See yourself surrounded by a radiant sphere of light, any color that feels right. See that light expanding, clearing, harmonizing. You're not pretending, you're programming your field. Athletes use visualization to win. Healers use it to restore. You can use it to tune your frequency before a meeting, after an emotional conversation, or to begin your day centered in your truth. The more vivid the image, the more real the result. Just as you shower your physical body, your energy field also needs cleansing. This is called energy hygiene. It can be as simple as shaking your body in the morning to release stagnant energy, or taking a salt bath to absorb excess emotional residue. You might use sound, a singing bowl, a mantra, or even clapping to break dense frequencies. Crystals, herbs, and oils also help, but remember, your intention is the activator. Without intention, it's decoration. With intention, it's transformation. Make it a habit, a spiritual hygiene routine. Just like brushing your teeth, your field will thank you and respond. These tools aren't just for feeling better. They're for becoming more authentically you. Because the clearer your field, the more your soul can speak through it. And when you shape your aura with love, clarity, and alignment, you don't just shift yourself, you begin to shift everyone around you. This is how energy spreads. This is how healing ripples. In the next chapter, we'll explore that how your aura contributes silently but powerfully to the collective field. You are not just an individual, you are a node in the grid of awakening. So let's explore what your energy offers to humanity. Even when you're not aware of it, what if every thought you have, every emotion you feel, and every vibration you emit is not just shaping you, but shaping us? Your aura doesn't end at your skin. It expands, intersects, and dances with the fields of others, forming an invisible lattice of frequency. This is the collective field, the energetic environment we all co-create every moment. When you radiate peace, you soften the world. When you carry unresolved anger, it echoes beyond your body. That doesn't mean you need to be perfect, it means you need to be aware. Because the truth is, every human is a transmitter, and your field is a contribution to the human grid, whether you realize it or not. Spiritual awakening isn't just about enlightenment, it's about energetic responsibility. Once you realize that your frequency is not private, that your inner world leaks into the outer world, you begin to live differently. You start asking, what am I broadcasting right now? Not in fear, but in empowerment. Because when you calibrate your field with love, clarity, presence, and truth, you create resonance, and resonance spreads faster than chaos. This is why environments change when a calm person enters. It's not about charisma, it's about coherence. When your energy is coherent, it entrains others. You lift them without needing to say a word. That is vibrational leadership. You don't need a platform, a title, or an audience to shift the world. All you need is a conscious field. Imagine thousands, millions of humans walking through their days as living temples of grounded, luminous energy. Every interaction becomes a healing. Every moment becomes a broadcast of calm, presence, or insight. You might never know who you've affected. A smile, a silence, a simple act of presence, these ripple. You are not just a body moving through the day. You are a field affecting fields, a vibration shaping vibrations. And when you remember that, the mundane becomes sacred. Your daily life becomes your transmission. In times of global fear, disconnection, or uncertainty, it's tempting to shut down. But those are the moments when holding your field matters most. Not by force, but by return. Return to breath. Return to clarity. Return to love. When you stabilize your energy while the world shakes, you become a pillar. Others unconsciously attune to your steadiness. You don't need to fix the world. Just tend your flame and let its light reach where words cannot. The greatest work is often invisible. And the strongest auras are not the brightest, but the most anchored. This is energetic service. This is Auro's prayer. So now we return to the beginning, but with new eyes. Your aura is not just who you are. It's who you choose to become, moment by moment. It's the unspoken gift you offer to the world, not in performance, but in presence. And when enough people choose to embody their highest frequency, not perfectly, but intentionally, the grid shifts, the future changes, the veil lifts. And we remember awakening isn't loud, it's luminous. In the final chapter, we arrive at the ultimate truth. Your energy is your choice, your signature, and your power. Let's walk together into the closing revelation and choose the aura you will carry forward. Your aura is not an accident. It is a response, a reflection, a resonance. But more than that, it is a choice. In every moment, with every breath, you are choosing who you are becoming through the energy you carry. You are sculpting your field with thoughts, emotions, and actions. And that means your energy is your signature. It's what you leave in the room long after you've gone. It's what people feel before they know your name. And as we move into an age of deeper awareness, the question is no longer what's my aura, but rather, what am I choosing to project and why? Because the truth is, in this new era of consciousness, energy is identity. We often think of spiritual work as personal, but the most profound transformation happens when your personal evolution becomes a catalyst for the collective. When you rise, you lift others. When you clear your field, you open space for others to breathe. When you align with love, truth, and clarity, even silently you shift timelines, not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to you. The new humanity is not built by systems. It is built by fields, coherent, luminous, sovereign fields that know how to hold truth and not collapse. This is what the earth needs now. Not more control, not more distraction, but more people emitting wholeness from within. The future is not written. It's vibrating in potential, and what determines which version of the future we step into is us, not just by action, but by frequency. Every decision you make from fear reinforces one grid. Every choice made from love, from stillness, from awakened clarity anchors another. This is vibrational sovereignty. And it's not abstract, it's daily, it's real. It's how you walk into a room, how you greet a stranger, how you hold yourself in silence, in the subtle space between stimulus and response. You are building the future, brick by brick, breath by breath, field by field. So now, the invitation is simple and infinite. Choose, not once, but over and over. Choose the aura you wish to carry. Choose the archetype that aligns with your soul's purpose in each moment. Choose to ground, to sense, to radiate, to break patterns, to balance, to send, to hold. Not because it's your label, but because it's your gift. You are not here to be fixed. You are here to flow. And when you do, when you embrace the art of shifting your energy with intention, you don't just become more yourself. You become a lighthouse, a tuning fork, a node of coherence in a dissonant world. That is the essence of the new human. So, which aura spoke to your soul? Which archetype echoed something you've always felt, but never had words for? Tell us in the comments my aura type is, and share your truth with others who are on this path. Your experience might ignite someone else's awakening. And if this journey opens something inside you, even than just a spark, subscribe and turn on notifications. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into how to activate and align your aura in daily life, with rituals, meditations, and guidance to refine your frequency. You are not alone in this. You are part of a rising field, a community of conscious creators, empaths, healers, and awakening souls. We are the light we've been waiting for, and it begins with your frequency.